course, I wasn't counting calories. I mean, there were lots of carbs in it. I mean, we're talking Taco Bell, we're talking McDonald's, all kinds of food that I probably really should not have been eating. There were two other occasions where I lost a massive amount of weight. Back in 2006, it wasn't a good time for me. I was homeless for a while there. And I had, quite a bit of stress. I wasn't disabled at that time, so I was working, but I didn't have a roof over my head. Well, with that stress, it made it to where I didn't want to eat. For some reason, my metabolism just kicked into overdrive. I'd eat a pretty good sized meal. But it was almost like I would eat this big meal, and of course I wasn't counting calories. I mean, there were lots of carbs in it. I mean, we're talking Taco Bell, we're talking McDonald's, all kinds of food that I probably really should not have been eating. But it was like, it would go into my body and immediately my metabolism would just eat it up. And I was around 305 pounds when it all started, which that was the first time I'd been over 300 pounds. And over the course of a year, I dropped all the way down to 205. I lost 100 pounds in the course of 1 year. Then it was like my metabolism decided, we're done. We're going to back off. And I started gaining weight. And by the time 2008 rolled around, I was back up to almost 300 pounds. That sucked. The diet, and I even told people, when they ask, how'd you lose all that weight? Wow, how'd you? I told them it's not something that I'd recommend anybody do, and it's still not something I'd recommend anybody do. Because basically I starved myself is what I did. My metabolism kicked in, so when I quit starving myself and started actually eating, my metabolism had kicked in and broke down the food. I was I was 38 when the weight loss started, and when I hit 40, the weight loss or the metabolism kind of kicked out. Like I said, by 2008 I was back to around 300. By the time I married my wife, I was at, I think, around 330, 340. The most that I know of I've ever weighed was 408 pounds. That didn't last very long. Mainly I was in like the 380s and 390s. Actually, at the end of 2019, I got divorced. I got married in 2010. We got divorced in 2019. And once again, it was a rough time. I was under a lot of stress. I couldn't eat. This time, however, the metabolism didn't really kick in, but the stress made it to where I was burning a lot. I was burning a lot of fat, a lot of calories, and I wasn't eating. Literally, a meal would be like a half of a sandwich and maybe one egg. That was literally a meal, and the only reason why I ate it was because I knew that I had to get something in my stomach, because I'd start getting lightheaded or my stomach would start to tighten up. Well, over a period of about 7 months, I dropped down to, I'd say about 310, 315, and that was from 390. So I did pretty good. I lost about, 75, 80 pounds. It did take about 7 months. Once things started settling down, and my now ex-wife was, we had a house together. We sold the house. She went her way. She ended up moving to another state. and I went to live with some friends, and well, I got my appetite back, and I started gaining weight again. And so over the past about 4 years, I've managed to get my weight back up to almost 400 pounds again. Usually I sit around 380, 390 like before. I'm down now to 364 pounds, and I'm continuing to lose weight. The reason why I bring all of this up is because for the first time in almost 20 years, I am losing weight that I am quite certain that I can keep off. The first time I lost weight, I didn't do it right. I gained it all back with interest. The second time I lost weight, I didn't do it right. I gained it all back. But this time, I'm doing it right. Well, another thing real quickly. I also didn't just go for losing weight this time. My blood sugar was in the 200s. I had a 8.8 on my last A1C before the one I just got. The one before that was 8.8, which meant that my average blood sugar was 206. And this last one I took that I got just a couple weeks ago, that one was 7.0. So I dropped 1.8 points off of it, average blood sugar 154, which you have to look at. I had one good month because I'd been on the diet for 1 month, and 3 months of 206 plus minus, So, not bad. But for the first time, I did it right, and I wasn't doing it just to lose weight, because to be honest, I was a little disappointed with the weight I was losing. And it takes a month and you haven't even lost 15 pounds. It comes out to about half a pound a day. For some people, that's awesome. When you're almost 400 pounds, it's kind of, it's going pretty slow, But it was okay. It was fine. Because I know I'm doing it the right way. And now I'm down to, I'm at almost day 40, and I'm down to 364 pounds from 386. So it's almost 22 pounds that I've lost. And I know that I'm going to continue to lose weight. Plus, my blood sugar is in normal range. It's been in normal range since about day 4, day 5 of my diet. So I've been in normal range for quite a while. My legs, which I have chronic lymphedema in my legs, they both shrunk down. I've lost something like 1,700 milliliters of fluid out of the legs. Sounds gross, but basically all it means is that water that's normally caught in the lymph nodes of my leg is circulating out, so I'm not getting as much caught in there. So the legs shrink down. I've lost that much volume. I love this diet. I mean, I don't even really like calling it a diet because I love meat. So it's something that I'm going to stick with. It's something that I'm going to continue to do. It's something that I love to do. The point that I'm making is, unlike the last 2 times that I lost a bunch of weight, this time I'm really certain that not only have I lost it, that I can keep it off. And this is why I'm making these videos. I'm kind of hoping that, maybe somebody stumbles onto this video and says, hey, you know what? That looks pretty good, and looks through, because right now I'm still fairly heavy. I'm 364 pounds. But hopefully a year from now, I'm going to be a lot more slender. I know people that have lost over 100 pounds. You realize I lose 100 pounds, that puts me down to 286 pounds when I lose 100 pounds. Still going to be fairly heavy, but you're definitely going to notice a difference between 286 pounds and 386 pounds. And they'll look at that and they'll say, hey, you know what? Maybe I could try that. And hopefully I'll have enough videos out there to kind of, I'm not trying to tell people what to do. Because, I mean, here's the thing. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a dietitian. I'm not I'm not a medical expert. I am as far away from that as can possibly be. I'm not even an expert on the carnivore or ketovore. There are so many things that I don't know about these diets. All I can say that I'm an expert on, and even that's kind of loose, is what is going on with me. My blood sugar, my weight loss, the lymphedema, my shrinking of my legs. So I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm basically telling you, here's what I did. Things that work for me may not work for you. People can look at that and say, hey, you know what? If that nugget can do it, I can do it. Look at this guy. Who the hell does he think he is? Good, cool, But does some good, awesome, But, no, that's about all I have to say about. That's about all I got to say about that.